Hello, everyone. What's up? What's going on? Hey, it is so good to see each and every one of you. What's up? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the huddle. We are indeed excited. Welcome, each and every one of you to the show. We are thrilled that you have taken out time today to really join in. So, if you would do me a favor, please go ahead and share this broadcast, share this show. It is going to be on fire. I already know. Okay. So we are excited to see everyone. We're excited to see everyone. What's going on here? We are excited. Y'all, let me tell you, as people are coming in, we have some great news from the last time you all shared with us some vital information. You was like, Mike, this is good. Your feedback, you all, was amazing. So thank you for sharing that you wanted more of the huddle. So, of course, we're going to start pretty much like right now, but I just wanted to let you all know we have some good news to share with you today. All right, so the first thing is hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. My beautiful wife. I'm so excited that she is supporting and here with us. Now look what she put in there. Hey, my love. Ooh. Yes, baby. Yes. I love you so much. This is the queen of my life. And so definitely want to give her a shout out since she gave me one. I love you so much. But yes, the huddle, y'all. I can say all day talking about her. She is an amazing woman. And indeed, when you have an amazing suitable partner, you're able to do mighty exploits and do great things. And even if you don't have one, you're still able to do it because you're destined to do greatness. Okay, so we're excited about that. So listen, I have some good news to share with you. Okay. First thing is, you all, we have had so many people talk about the huddle from the last episode. And one thing that has happened is, y'all, we have expanded our broadcast. So without further delay, let me go ahead and share this with you. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, y'all. Yes. We are on YouTube now. All right. We are on YouTube. So as you see on the screen, it says The Huddle with Michael. You have to type that in, The Huddle with Michael. And on YouTube, definitely like it, share it, and subscribe so that y'all can help me out so we can continue together to spread the good news. Yes. I know y'all are excited just like me. Okay? Yes, I'm telling you. So get it. Yes, we are on YouTube. YouTube is where we are as well. Because of the great demand that people have been inboxing and saying, hey, we want to make sure that other people who may not be on Facebook have the ability to receive the wonderful messages. So here it is, everyone, The Huddle with Michael on YouTube. And please like, share, and subscribe. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. It's going to be good. I'm just very happy and humbled at the same time that this platform is suitable and helping so many people. All right. Now, without any further delay, you all know that we have, in the month of June, we have been celebrating men's mental health. And so we've been celebrating men's mental health throughout this entire month. And people, you have asked, well, is there going to be something else next month? Absolutely. You just got to watch my Facebook page and YouTube, and you will know what is getting ready to come up. All right. But this month, as we come to an end, we are celebrating men's mental health. So with that being said, we have our topic is men handling pressure. Now, as you see the word pressure, it is an acronym. And this is how we're doing our broadcast. So the acronym are the topics that we are going to be discussing. And so get ready and get ready and get ready because it's going to be great. I have with me my friend, y'all, my brother indeed. And I see, I was hearing some comments, and y'all was like, y'all need Michael, bring back your guest. And I'm not going to tell y'all directly who it is right now, but yes, the guest is here. All right. The guest is here. And so without any further delay, I want to just go ahead and let's talk and bring him to the stage, the one and only Dr. Baskett.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Sir, Dr. Baskett, it is a pleasure seeing you today, being here with us again, and celebrating men's mental health. I'm telling you, sir, wow, we have gone through some great conversations regarding men's mental health. And the last episode we had, we talked about purpose. That was the first. Of course, we see the P, and we're looking at the word purpose here. And I have to say right now, I am so excited to see this individual right here. Yo, my friend, all the way from Uganda. Hello, George. God, man, what's up? I'm so happy that you're on. I'm happy. It is 3 a.m. in Uganda right now. 3 a.m. Dr. Baskett, the word, the encouragement, and this episode is going around the world. And so we're so grateful that Brother George is here. My brother, man, I am so happy to see you. Woohoo! Absolutely. All right, Brother George, 3 a.m. Woo! We're excited. Oh man, look, we got Sherry on. Hey Sherry, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey. Man, listen, I'm telling you, people are popping in. They are coming in. So we are excited to see you, as well as Roderick, man. Hey, my brother, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so listen, y'all. So we up here talking about how men is handling pressure, and we talk about the P, which is about purpose. So we definitely know for a fact that this is very important. But now tonight, we're going to continue the conversation, and we're going to discuss the R. And the R stands for responsibility. Okay? Responsibility. So with that being said, hey, if y'all have something in the chat that y'all want to add to this conversation, because this is the huddle, then please do so, and we'll see what we can do. Because I'm telling you, Dr. Baskett, he's like lightning now. He's gonna strike you with the truth and have you wonder and say, man, that's deep. So we're excited. All right, Dr. Baskett, here's my question, sir. In what ways do societal expectations of masculinity affect how men address their mental health? You know, in our society today, there are different ways that men are addressing their mental health, but what are societal expectations of masculinity that affects how men address their mental health?
Well, what I've seen, society in our lifetime is changing with regards to the expectations of masculinity. Maybe it's not the masses, but it definitely is a voice of what masculinity is. If you ask some of the older gentlemen, not necessarily to define masculinity, but if you look at how they carry themselves, or look at certain things, that how they would approach certain situations, masculinity may be defined a little bit more differently than again into 2025.
Mm.
So, right now, we continue to have a transformation as it always will be, but what the definition of masculinity is. Society then places the expectations on men to meet those standards.
Mm.
And if the standards are not met in certain circles, then yes, the consequences tend to be you are looked at a different way, or you're shunned, or you know, talk about you, and so you may not have, necessarily conform to the group that you're seeking to conform, or necessarily just, seeking to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you start thinking about, the expectations of how society views masculinity as always being tough, right? Always well put together, and men, they don't put their heart on their sleeve. They don't wear their heart on their sleeve. They don't really for their societal expectations. People are not giving men the space and the humanity of them being a human who, that has all of those feelings of love, of confusion, of, being tired at times. And so I think that sometimes, as you said, the expectation of society for masculinity, it's going to vary based upon, the different generations, how they view it. I think for my generation, we've come to the reality that it's okay for a man to cry. It's okay for a man to go and get help, go in and seek for the help for their mind, for their bodies, for their physical, when they go to the gym and when they go to the doctor, when they go to the lawyer, when they go to every place is a great place for assistance, especially when they're trying to better themselves. So my generation, we've come to a reality that we can't live this life the way that our fathers did. We there's no way that we can actually uh, hold all of our feelings on the inside, and because we know that that's unhealthy. um and even when society brings us into this expectation that we are supposed, when we talk, now my family, we allow talkers. And uh sometimes when I'm talking and I get excited, my voice raises. When we're speaking firm, my voice raises. And some people take that as, oh, this man is upset, this man is aggressive, all these little titles, and it really impacts the mental health of men. So my question will be for you now, how do you recognize when your mental health needs attention, right? And what do you do about it?
So the first thing is your mental health always needs attention,
Hmm.
and so it's an ongoing thing, because it's always with you. It's throughout your day. You're going to use it. You're going to work on it from day to day, so that you're not, who you were yesterday. And so, mental health is it needs to stay in the forefront of the mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with regards to what you do about it, well, everything that you do, you're practicing. You're practicing to get to the next level, because you will be faced with experiences that will be more challenging than the previous, or the ones that you did in the past. And so by exercising and practicing working on your mental health, that's very ambiguous. But by doing it, you're preparing yourself for the next challenge, for the next level. And so right now, you continue to work on your mental health. Some of the ways off the top of the head by stepping outside of your box. It's one way. Sometimes we get into comfort. We can get into a norm, and we're scared or we're timid because fear of the unknown. Stepping out of your own box is working on your mental health because now you're expanding your repertoire of conversation, interaction with folks, and experience. Another way you can work on your mental health is, continue to have conversations like this. So conversing with folks, because all it is, again, going back to perspective, I have a perspective based off of my experiences. Mike has a perspective based off his experiences. Let's bring this together and see, some of these are similar. Some of these are different. Wow, didn't know you approached the situation that way. That's cool. I'm going to try that. So that's just another way.
So then this leads me to my last question about responsibilities here. What would be some, if you could remember, what would be some unspoken rules men grew up learning about being vulnerable? And with those unspoken rules, how do these impact their mental health?
So unspoken rules, mainly when you say that about men who have been told, be careful about showing vulnerability, or the other way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got you. So I grew up in that type of household, and it wasn't anything negative or anything like that. I'm very appreciative of the lessons I learned, but there was a lot of like silly stuff. Okay, like one time it was raining outside. I don't know. We were at an event or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm 11, and my dad was like, go out there and get to the car or something like that. And I was like, oh, I don't have an umbrella or something like that. They're like, well, get yourself out there. You don't need no umbrella. You know what I'm saying? And from that moment on, I'm like, man, I don't need no umbrella. Man, these women, I carry my umbrella for them, but I don't need no umbrella unless I got a suit on or something. You know what I'm saying? So something silly like that, I don't know. Another one is my uncle. It was funny. We were at a cookout, and my aunt's brother said, oh man, when I got a headache, you know what I'm saying, I take Tylenol or ibuprofen or something like that. And my uncle said, what? You take that stuff for pain? Well, you can't take a little pain, man. You're going to have a little pain, you know what I'm saying? So it's like little things like that, funny little stuff like that. And then it just depends on how you take it. I was an adult when this happened, so I just laughed at it. So it's nothing that was instilled in me or anything like that. But, it's just funny to look at and see, how other men's expectations are of other men,
Yeah, I can definitely, and that's the thing, man. When we start thinking about our childhood, there are so many scenarios in which we try to, come through and be able to try to adjust, based upon how we were brought up. And some of those things, it's like, I don't know what they were thinking. But then other things, it's like, okay, it becomes a practicum in our lives. One thing, everything that I do understand is that when we are moving forward in life, we as men, we deal with so many different emotions. And one thing that I hear a good brother in our audience tonight is Brother Fawn. And Brother Fawn says, he's actually getting ready to do a video about how we can learn our abilities concerning to sit, how we can sit with these emotions, because everything is emotional. It is bad, it is not bad, or it needs to be ran from or escaped. Fawn, I totally agree. This is how we're able to make sure, right, that we're living that healthy life by dealing with those emotions. Sometimes sitting in those emotions and helping us to really say, okay, why am I mad? Why am I still holding on to this anger? Or why am I still trying to move forward? But it seems like every time I try to move forward, things are coming backwards. I'm just trying to figure out this thing called life, because guess what? There's not now I'm gonna put this out here. There's not a book that is catered to that we can go to Barnes and Noble for every man, but there is a book that is there for every person on earth. And if they would sit down and read it and become very aware that it is necessary. Oh my gosh, man, I'm trying not to, y'all know I'm trying to be cool, right? It's very important that we as men understand that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is necessary for us to have these emotions, because we have to own up. These are our emotions. But what we do with those emotions, sometimes we have to have a coach. Because even though a player knows how to play oh my goodness, even though a player knows how to play basketball, know how to play football, know how to do track, know how to cut wood, there still have to be someone to assist them to make them better. And that is how we're able to move forward in life, is by causing us to know, okay, even though I have this talent, even though I have this feeling, if I look to the people that was ahead of me, their responses of that feeling may not have been very healthy. And it may not be very wise with this generation that I'm handling right now. You feel me? So I have to be able to think about all right, let me find me someone who can help me with this emotion, who can help me with this thought, so that I can be able to move forward and be a better man. But here's the thing. Here's the thing right here. And I know Dr. Baskett about to run with this one. We talking about having a coach to help us. Brothers, we having a coach to help us. But the E in pressure stands for, in this conversation, egos. Oh, it's done now. So you telling me that I have the ability to do great things? My feelings are valid, but why? What is holding me from receiving coaching? Why is it that even when I do receive coach, I still have something inside that's like standing up to resist the guidance that were given to me? And watch this, even if that person may not necessarily have gone through it, that person may have some type of wisdom or insight to say, bro, no, you shouldn't do it like that. And we can't be the one to say, well, you ain't never been through anything like this, or how can you tell me what I can and what I can't? It's about wisdom. And wisdom comes from above, but at the same time, people got some wisdom, y'all. All right, so let me go, because I could be on this all day. Here's the question, Dr. Baskett. Woo! What are some situations where our ego, or your ego, my ego, might prevent us from admitting that we're struggling?
I can speak for myself. Maturing, coming into age, that I'm still working on ego, still to this day. And a lot of it was learned behavior. A lot of it is still, why am I looking for validation outside of myself? Can I not say, yes, you did a good job, yes, you're doing great? And so I think that, ego is an internal battle that you will continue to work on, but humbling yourself, understanding that every interaction is not a match for you to win. Like, I'm coming out on top. I got to get the last word. I got to, what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, doing what you said, looking at the experience for what it is a mutual experience. I'm giving something, but I'm also to receive that. Now, I might not understand what it is at that time, but that's what the interaction is about. And so, first perspective is, am I in competition with this person? Or am I attempting to learn from this person? Is this person attempting to help me elevate? Can I discern this? Or am I too blinded, by my ego that I have to come out on top? Got to be first, got to win. You don't know everything. And that's why you have these interactions to level up. You get a little bit more perspective.
Man, I need to discern who my coach is, not just identify a coach. Wait a minute, I got to sit on that right there, sir. I got to discern who my coach is and not just identify that I have a coach. Man, I mean, that goes with, so mentorship, well, let me ask you, how does accountability through friendship or mentorship or even faith, how can accountability help keep men able to check their egos, to keep their egos in check? Like how can accountability help us to keep our ego in check?
Realizing what your goal is, realizing through your interactions, again, what are you to receive? What are you giving? Because if you're not open, if you're not receiving the message, if you're not, if I'm not even looking to you or looking at you like you are on the same team, like you're trying to help, then I'm not hearing you. Again, I'm still here in competition, and I'm sitting here gonna try to one up you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got this? I can do it. I got this, and we go tit for tat, brother. That's great. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, what is the ultimate goal? What are you trying to get to? Right now, I'm in law school. I want to be a lawyer. I want to speak to a brother or a sister that's a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And realize, when they're talking to me that, they're telling me things that they've already been through in their perspective. So receive that, and then use your experience to say, okay, well, I don't have to make some of the same decisions that maybe they didn't, that what they went through caused them to, be set back a little bit, or, now I'm boosted up a little bit. I got to one up. So, it's basically how you approach. And so, if you find, I think the biggest thing is, in your circles, just continuing to encourage, encouraging brothers, encouraging sisters to, anything, in any way you can encourage them, whether it be in their personal life, whether it be in their spiritual life, but then also in their work life. Encouragement and motivation, because I think a lot of times when you don't have that person in your life, you know what I'm saying, you get beat down the rest of life. And so and then what do you have? Just your ego to protect you. So you sit here beating me down, you know what I'm saying, nobody's for me. Well, then that's what I am. I'm on defense all the time. I'm defending myself, and that's where that ego grows. So.
Man, listen, you're saying the truth. I mean, all I can say is, well, what would change if you keep using the word perception and perspective, how we view things. So what would you say would change if more men saw emotional openness? I told y'all we're going deep tonight. If more men saw emotional openness as a form of strength rather than weakness, what do you think would change if more men saw emotional openness as a form of strength rather than weaknesses?
I can only speculate that it would foster tighter bonds, tighter relationships, more vulnerability with regards to how to handle certain situations, more vulnerability with regards to, I'm in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you have that that connection. Oh, you did it too? Dang. Then, that bond is a little bit tighter. So it's like, okay, well, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me because we've been through the same thing or same type of stuff. But how would I know if you don't tell me? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to tell me when it ain't acceptable to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? In the first place. So there's the stepping stones.
Well, hey man, I mean for real, this is oh my goodness. Listen, let me tell. We got man, my dad is on. What's up, Dad? And he's giving me, as we say, affirmation, right? And my dad is saying, "Son, you're doing a good job." This is what we are put. We are bringing in the opportunity to say, "Listen, even when we went through certain things in life, it may not have been the way that we wanted, but at the end, it is something where we can learn from and better ourselves too." Then you got Miss Cindy right here, brother. Listen, Miss Cindy said one way that we could definitely, one thing that would change when men began to view emotional openness as a strength rather than a weakness is that one, we build each other up. There's room at the top for everyone. Okay, Miss Cindy, I hear you. There's room at the top for everyone. We can grow from each other's strengths and weaknesses. And that goes with what Dr. Baskett is saying is that, listen, when there is a common ground, there is a tighter bond because we all are able to have that commonality. We want people to really feel what we're feeling. And when we do that, it causes us to really grow better and to move and think better. Oh my goodness. Oh, we have Miss Lenora. Hello, Miss Lenora. Oh my goodness. Woo, Miss Lenora is amazing. She said, "Good evening, Michael and Doctor." Yes, ma'am. Good evening to you as well. All right. So, Dr. Basket, here's another thing as we're moving forward with this. Let's talk about something that is dear to us, self care. Self care. And a lot of times, we as men, we're working so much. We're bringing in the money. We're doing so much that we can sometimes deny our self care. And so I only have like one question to ask you about self care because some men do not really feel like they have the time, and some of them don't feel like they have the tools, or some just don't have the know-how to do self-care. So my question for you is, what self-care activities help you and that can help us recharge emotionally or mentally after a stressful time?
So the individual must ask themselves what is important to them. Some individuals will say, "I like the way my body looks, chisel, go exercise." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep exercising because I like the way I look, not necessarily because it's make me healthy, but I just like the way it make me look. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing you can do is exercise to help recharge you, emotionally or mentally after a stressful time. Other things, being very constructive. So making something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a wide variety of things that can happen. You can make a platform, you know what I'm saying, where you can talk about men's health, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can sit up here and, make a song, you know what I'm saying? All this AI we got out there that you can use and play with. You can make whatever you want to now. It's 2025. So it's like there's no excuse about, construction and constructing or producing something, creating something. You have to if you want to, and so, the other things are, making it not about yourself. That's another one. So sometimes we are stuck in the woes of our lives. Oh, this happened to me and this happened to me. Oh my goodness. But we don't look and say, "Oh man, look at this person over here. Wow. Thank you, God, for the shoes that I'm in." You know what I'm saying? Because they look like they're having a tough time. I pray for them, but at the same time, I don't want to be in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? But we don't think about that because we're stuck in our own. So making it not about you, looking at others are helping others in some way, like this, or giving back to the community in some way, because you're able to see things differently. And it's like, oh man, the thing I was crying about, it's not that bad. It was at the time, but it's like, wow, look at what these folks are going through, man. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot worse.
Wow. Man, and even to add on to that, sir, I mean, for those of you who are coming on, we are talking about self-care right now. We're in the first S of the word pressure. And self-care activities, I mean, I would even say, listen, brothers, men, when we get home, if you have wives and stuff, it's okay to, and children, your first thing, there has to be a communication. Communication is key. Sometimes we have expectations through the assumption that our wives or our children know exactly what we need when we get home. And sometimes that may not be the case. And so when you coming in off of a hard day's work, you just want time to chill. You don't want to hear anything from the wife. You don't want to hear anything from the children for at least 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let me have a little bit of that time for me. Let me come into the house and let me decompress, right? Because that's important. But if you don't sit and communicate and share with your wife, with the children, the vision of what you would like to see happen when you come off the job at the house, then you need to do that. Like it's like, because that will be part of your self-care when you come from a strenuous activity, you coming back home. Hey, listen, what do you and this is how you can do it. Have a vision board and put the word relax 15 minutes. And you and your wife or your children, you all are coming with an understanding that this is what I need for 15, 20 minutes. I am very, very excited to hear that, even just going out for a walk is a good self-care activity, right? Going to the gym, getting your fingers clean, your toenails clean, pedicure, manicure, or just being in a dark room with the AC because it's hot. It's hot. I'm just saying, it's hot. And so sometimes when you just come into the room, you just want to be decompressed from all that so that you can enjoy the next phase of being a man. Now, Dr. Bassett, let's hear what some of our audience is saying here. Oh my gosh, man. We got Brother Kenny on tonight. He said, common ground, tighter bond. Got it. Okay. Okay, Pop. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Miss Lenora says here, building each other is an essential attribute for all of us to possess. Absolutely right. Because without it, we just can't just live on this life on our, by ourselves. People are important. My queen, Felicia, says, practice self-care by giving attention to the things we value. She said, oh, that's really good. Yeah, Dr. Baskett point that out, y'all, that practicing self-care by giving attention to the things we value is super, super important in order for us to keep it moving. Oh, my goodness. Miss Cindy, she says self-care is a game changer. Okay. And it helps mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Oh, Lord, she did all the leads. Okay. All right. So you already know that self-care is a game changer. We have to be intentional about self-care. It helps us balance life. And she put that in all caps because, y'all, we can be in the hustle and bustle, right, Dr. Baskett? But we have to find that balance to ensure that, we can, I have to say this, my principal says this often. We cannot serve from an empty cup. We cannot serve from an empty cup. And being a man, we are, oh my goodness, so many people are wanting us in some type of capacity to serve, right? Wanting us to serve. I mean, if you a mechanic, everybody gonna call you about their car. But when you know, but what about you? What about what you need for yourself to be balanced?
What they say,
Now we
Mike,
got
what they say you can't, you gotta put your mask on, your oxygen mask on before you help somebody else, right? Because if you're not
yeah.
around, who's there to help them?
Who's
Right?
there? There's only one of you. There's not two of you. There's only one of you. So how? So you know, we need each other, right? We need each other in order to maintain the ability to live long. You know, we need that, and so this is amazing here. Lenora says sharing the vision with your family so everyone is on the same sheet of music. Exactly. Communication is key. We have to maintain that. If not, then we're going to, literally go through some greater things here. Let's move on, y'all, because y'all are really up in this. We're talking about societal issues. Uh-oh. Woo! Societal issues. But now listen, here is right here something that I want to ask Dr. Baskett, because Dr. Baskett is a doctor. A for real doctor. Let me put that out there. For real doctor. So I want to ask you this question. What does a supportive, inclusive brotherhood looks like to you? And how can we build it?
So I say, starting with love thy neighbor as thy love thyself. That's the first thing. And then the next thing is, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. So you gotta get both of those in your head first, to know what inclusive brotherhood looks like. The next thing is brotherhood in general. As men, you already said it. We speak a little different sometimes. We speak with passion and emotion, and sometimes it does come off as aggressive. And sometimes when we speak into our brothers, the aggression just comes up. That's just in the animal kingdom. But at the same time, we have in our mind that this is our brother, right? And so it shall only go to some point before it's like, okay, now it's like that's enough. Because brotherhood, we gonna fight. Whether it be verbal, whether it be whatever, physical, whatever. But because we're brothers, we both know we're coming back together. This is not a forever thing. This is an acute issue that we're having. And because we're emotional, this is how we're handling it. Right? So we're practicing still. We're not where we need to be yet, And so this is how we're handling it. But at the same time, brother, this is just this issue that we're having that we're emotional about. We come back and we can hear each other. Now we can do some work. And so you have to have that mindset though, because that it's gonna be some busting of the heads, because we brothers, and that's love. I love you. That's why I'm passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So knowing that, and then being able to settle, those differences, to come back and say, okay, now let's get back to work, brother. Knowing that I'm gonna have your back, you got mine. Knowing I can call on you, I can lean on you within reason. You can lean on me. So I think it's instilling a lot of the things that we're coming into, that we're learning now, or that were taught to us, but it's passing it on. Because they say, well, there's not a lot of big moms anymore. Well, where's the granddaddies too? Where the old granddaddies? You know what I'm saying? They ain't around either. Where the uncles? You know what I'm saying? That used to get it and stuff. So it's like, hey, that's us now, and that's what we need to do. It's on us.
Wow! Woo. Man, I'm telling you, you just hit it right on the head right there, sir. Yes, we are the unks. We are the pops, the uncles, the dad, the mentor. We are that. And man, you hit it right on the head. I mean, let's look at what our audience is saying. Here we have brother Wayman Smith. Hello, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Here he said, he said, "Here I am." All right. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Absolutely. We're definitely looking at this because the next thing is bringing unity, right? So knowing that we are brothers, that is very important because even if we do have an issue, because we are brothers and I view you as my brother, am not going to allow anything to come against the bond, to break that bond. Now we do know, let me go ahead and put this out here because we do understand that sometimes relationship they do die out. Some people are in your life, some brothers, some sisters, that we call are in your life only for a season. And you have to know when to let it go and not hold on to it because then that relationship that was once strength becomes sour. And we don't want that because you don't want to overspend your time with someone who is no longer in time with you. Listen, whoo, man, I feel it right here, man. I feel it. We have to make sure that we're not becoming bankrupt over someone who doesn't even have the necessary mental account to hold us in a conversation, to be with us in our presence when they have already been expired in the relationship. So we have to learn to let people go. That is a sign of maturity. Now, I'm telling you, you people, I'm telling you, when you master the understanding of letting people go when it is time for them to go, you are moving forward. I can't live without that person. Yes, you can. You came into the earth without that person. You didn't even know the person existed until you start learning how to talk. So you are able to move forward in your life because God has created you to be a total um, ooh, a total package of greatness. He has created you to become that greatness. And so yeah, move along, have the ministry of goodbye. It's all right. I'm good. It was good while it lasted, but I need to move. But now there are some other people who are literally in your life for a lifetime. Remember, Dr. Baskett said we got to discern the people, the coach. And so, oh my gosh, the chat room right now is on fire. Oh Lord. Here, I knew it. I felt the shift, man, when we were talking. Okay, so here we have that Raymond says some people are the tree syndrome experience branches, leaf, and roots. I will explain. Oh Lord, Lord. Okay, explain. He said those people, I like this, who you are referring to are leaves only for a season. So on a tree, your life is the tree, and then you have the branches. You have the extension of connecting with so many different types of individuals. And the leaves that produce on the tree are the production of the connection. There is a season of fall. And when the leaves fall, those people who fall, they are supposed to fall in that season out of your life. And it's not for you to recycle those dead leaves, it's for you to leave the leaves. Good gracious. Let's move on. Man, what is happening tonight? All right. So here's the thing about unity, Dr. Baskett. What are some ways men can support each other emotionally without feeling weak or ashamed?
One of the things about masculinity and manhood, in my perspective, is that you must lead by example.
Mm.
And the first thing is, you have to be able to lead. Yes, you will be inspired by others because there's nothing you made up on your own. Everything's through inspiration from someone, somewhere, something. Um, and so knowing yourself and being comfortable with you first will help you to be able to know what is important and what is not. There's a time in middle school we go through where, what brand name we're wearing is important. And then you get into late high school, maybe college, maybe, in that time period, and you're like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, because it's just like you were trying to conform to a specific group at that time. And then as you matured, it was like, well, I'm going to wear what I want to wear because it's comfortable, not necessarily what they want me to wear. And so coming into that in yourself first will allow you to be able to be emotional and not be ashamed because you know you. And if somebody else is over here looking at you a certain way, that's just their perspective. They don't have all the information in the first place. You have all the information about you. They don't have all the information. So they just making an assumption, a speculation based off of what they have. And then the next thing is, in that situation, what are we doing here? What am I receiving from this? Is it for me to receive this, whatever, scrutiny or anything like that, so that I know that I can build myself up? So I'm put in a situation to exercise what I've been talking about, practice what you preach, or am I supposed to be giving something to this individual? You know what I'm saying? You acting this way, you look at me such way, but let's talk about this. And then now we talking, now you see me differently. We talking differently. Oh, you hear me now. So, it's an interaction thing. It's like, again, all the interactions you come in contact with are for a purpose. And so, again, standing strong on yourself, knowing who you are, will allow you to be vulnerable and not be ashamed about it. You can't please everyone, and don't try to.
Man. Man, listen, y'all, the chat is on fire right now. Good Lord. Dr. Baskett, listen, these people are really talking in here. Okay. And one gentleman, my brother, Pastor Williams, Anthony, says, just by listening to others quietly, you are able to help others. Confidence in oneself to encourage and enhance others. We do this. Every man is not going to be a loud man. Just because of there's some quiet men, and we're not talking about, we talking about there's some fellas who literally they're not about all this talking. But if you look at their character, if you look at how they are producing, they are making sure that the houses, that the kids are taken care of, the wives are taken care of, the home is taken care of, the cars are taken care of, they're hustling and bustling, and they don't really speak a lot. They allow their actions to do the speaking. But when we do listen, like my brother Anthony said, for real, look, we listening to each other, and then we also are able to encourage because we gain that confidence. That is just exactly what Mr. Oh man, oh my goodness, I'm up here looking at this next guest that came in. Man, listen. Yo, what's up, sir? Now listen. Now, This young man right here, Dr. Baskett, I had the privilege to teach while I was teaching in high school some years ago. And now see the impact that we made so many years ago. This former student of mine is up in the huddle. I mean, this is what we're talking about, of literally being able to be vulnerable and know that it is okay for us to move and do the things that we need to do. And helping people along the way is what we have to do. Raymond says carrying the love language by working through those issues is a way where we're able to help each other to do well. Now we're gonna stop right here, okay? Because we're gonna do a 10-minute, not a 10-minute, a 10-second commercial break. Here it is, everybody. Listen, we are now directly here at the in YouTube. We are here in YouTube and we are excited about this. So please, if you can, go to my YouTube page, and it is directly The Huddle with Michael. The Huddle with Michael. Put it in just like that, okay? And like, share, and subscribe, y'all, because we are spreading this. We already have people in Uganda, Africa, that is on, and we salute them as well. It is after 3 a.m. over there. So join in on the YouTube channel as well so that you can be able to receive the messages, the alerts, the notifications of our next episode, okay? Because it's getting ready to be great. Thank you so much. Dr. Baskett, woo! Man, this right here is powerful. We're almost done. Here we have the word reconciliation. Reconciliation. And my question to you is, with reconciliation, what are some reasons men might avoid reconciling with others, even when they know it's necessary for healing?
Back to ego.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Reconciliation. The point of reconciliation is to move on to back to business. Reconciling our differences, reconciling a difference. And you have to have humbleness and humility to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have even more to initiate it. But it takes a lot of humbleness and humility to reconcile and to move on to the next business at hand. I think, again, going back to ego, if you can understand who you are, whose you are, and knowing that, okay, I'm not necessarily trying to be in competition with you right now. We can work together to get this thing done. Then let's reconcile the difference, because it's just an experience or a barrier or a hindrance or a hurdle that's in the way of the ultimate goal right now. Mm-hmm. So reconciling and reconciliation is very necessary, because without it, then we just talking about that issue over and over again, and it's coming up. Until we reconcile, that will be the forefront of our mind, in the way of what we're supposed to be focusing on.
Absolutely. I mean, even with this, reconciliation is restoring friendships, and we as men, we have to forgive and really own up to the fact that by the time that person, or the way that we acted, that's the way our mind was during that time. But that doesn't mean that's who we are, because we could have literally evolved from that time. And so definitely doing reconciliation is necessary. Anthony says that, and this is Pastor Williams. I really do love my friend here. He says, of course, pride, ego, and excuse me, insecurities with oneself can all be hindrances. And like we said earlier, yes, when we have egos that will not allow us, definitely will cause us to have hindrances from being restored. Brother Kenny, which I call Pop, he says pride can be a hindrance, right? Pride can be a hindrance. And when we think about those things, it is necessary that we definitely show that we have to humble ourselves to these things, right? Raymond says, and AA must admit it is a problem. Bible says pride goes before a fall. So understanding forgiveness is for you, and then the other person, and open for accepting what says about you. It is forgiveness. That's very true. Raymond, is that forgiveness is for us. It is to remove that stress. It really closes the gates of bitterness and the gates of having anxiety and can't sleep, overeating. Some things, if we will just literally say, I'm gonna forgive this person, even if they don't even forgive me, I'm going to forgive them for me because I have a life that I have to continue to live. So if we don't forgive, then we will definitely not live in the full balance of who we are. Man, I love this right here. So the last one, y'all, whoo, we made it. We're making it through. The last one is emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, this is how we as men handle pressure. Okay? We definitely handle pressure by what? By knowing our purpose. Come on. By knowing our responsibilities, understanding our ego, sometimes got to go, by self-caring, making sure we, create that self-care, by understanding societal issues, what they think, and what their expectations may not be exactly what is good for you. And so that's why you got to know who you are and move forward with unity and with reconciliation. So now here we are in the conclusion, coming to the conclusion of our show tonight, emotional intelligence. So here is a question here. How does emotional intelligence help men become better fathers, partners, friends, or leaders? How does emotional intelligence help men, right? Help men become better fathers, partners, friends, and leaders. Because let me go ahead and put this out here because I'm a teacher. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions. The ability. So we can't go around here talking about, I don't know why I blank out. I don't know why I spaz out. I don't know why. I don't know why I crash out. No. That's no. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, emphasize with others, and overcome challenges. Woo! Man. So we're not running around here. We as men, we shouldn't be running around here ignorant about emotional intelligence. We should be able to, and if you don't know, I'm gonna use Kurt Franklin, what he said back in the day. And if you don't know, now you know. Glory, glory. But my point is that there are people. Listen, y'all know I'm crazy. Y'all know I'm crazy. But this is the thing, man. We have to know, listen, we have been possessed with the power to literally understand and use and manage our own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress and communicate effectively. But when we do that, sometimes there are people who are going to help us to do that. In my case, my wife helped me to, and I thought I was, I communicate, but when we were dating, I didn't really know how to express myself, my true feelings about her. And so she had to help me, coach me on Let me know what you thinking. But again, I had to know that I was in a safe space. I had to know that if I share with her what I'm thinking, that it's okay that she doesn't look at me differently because she was like, oh, okay, so this is how you feel right now. So okay, let me help you how to better yourself in that area. All right, so I didn't put myself on Front Street. So now let me go ahead and get on the rest area and let Dr. Baskett run the thing. Here we go. So how do emotional intelligence help men become better fathers, sir?
I mean, basically, just an analogy to what you were saying. It's like the emotional intelligence is likened to the languages that you are able to speak,
Mm.
whether that be orated, whether that be in code, right? You know what I'm saying? If you know more languages in code, then you're able to understand why such and such is talking to such and such. I'm not code, I'm not tech. If you can speak other languages, though, you can see this in everyday life. If somebody's coming to, somewhere in the United States and they're not from here, and you're sitting here trying to communicate with them, the conversation is a little difficult. But have somebody there that understands them or can speak their language, and it's like, oh, okay, now we're getting things done a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? So same thing. When you understand, you have emotional intelligence. It means that you have a little bit more experience, knowledge, know-how, how to apply. And so certain things that you've been through. So then that means that you have a little broader, market or web of who you can touch, with regards to your experiences. But then also to be able to know how to approach certain folks differently, how to continue to get to the point of whatever the conversation is, or get your point across or hear theirs, without all the mess that comes up, because some of that is avoidable. If you have emotional intelligence to understand, oh, the conversation's going left right now. I don't have to say this. What's on my mind always, right? You know what I'm saying? So just being conscientious and continuing to practice, because emotional intelligence continues to come. You see things differently as an adult than you did when you were a child. You watched The Color Purple as a child, you saw it one way. You see it again now, you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know they said all that. You know what I'm saying? So same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's emotional intelligence will hit you later on in life and differently. Yeah, I'm approaching this situation a lot differently than I was when I was 20 something. So it just gives you a broader perspective to be able to empathize and to be able to share what you have for others as well.
That's what's up. Now, this is the last question of the evening. Here we go. Dr. Baskett, what are some practical ways men can build their emotional intelligence? Now, I know we have people in the chat. I'm getting ready to get to y'all in a minute, but let's go ahead and finish this right here. What are some practical ways men can build their emotional intelligence?
So, practicing what we've discussed, putting into practice what we've discussed. And you can't do that, isolated. You can't do that as a hermit. You can't do that sheltering and holding on to your gifts. We all have them. And so we need to be out here sharing these gifts. And through these interactions with people, you'll build your emotional intelligence, because you'll see how one thinks and how one approaches the way. And you're like, man, I want to try that. You'll see how others doing it. It's like, yeah, I see why that got you where that's it. I'm not doing that. So, it's through interactions, because if you only have one perspective, and you're not able to grow. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, oh, man, I'll try that differently. Oh, it worked for me, because I wouldn't know about it.
Man, that's the truth. And you know what? Let's hear from our audience today. Here we have Pop Kenny. He said, no inhibitions when it comes to showing love to one another. Some people become compartmentalized in their thinking, why they don't really give that full understanding of, okay, this is what I need to do to better myself. I really do see how it's so important to have an understanding of our emotions, and yes, um, we have the ability to express them, but when we express them, we need to express them in a manner in which it is safe. It is a manner in which it is progressive, which means not to a point where we always be like it. Because sometimes, like you said, Dr. Basket, sometimes we're going to have to pivot. We're going to have to change the way that we used to do. I've heard some older guys say, the way my dad treated me, that's how I treat my son. And my son is going to treat his son the way that I treat that he was treated. Sometimes you're going to have to pivot because you're raising a different generation. You're in a different era, ERA. And we have to have that intelligence to understand, okay, why is this emotion the way that it is? Where did it come from? What is the root cause of this matter? And yes, you can go to God. Yes, you can go in prayer. Yes, you can go to church and do worship and allow the Holy Spirit to work his the word in you. But also you have other people who are licensed to help us to become better. It's amazing. We go to the Coliseum to see the NBA, sports, basketball, right? But then we don't go to the psychiatrist. We don't go to the doctor. What sense is that now? That's not what we need to do. If we're going to spend money to go to a game and you eat the popcorn, because the popcorn is good, you still need to be able to take care of your physical health, your mental health, your financial health, your all the health that you have. So men, make sure that we're doing these things. Make sure that we're balanced. That then Tony, man, it's so good to see you, sir. Yes, my cousin is up in here. He says, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself truly better, build a better self with godly wisdom. Absolutely. Absolutely. Build yourself better. You have to do that. Pastor Williams, my friend, he says perspective must change when interacting with different generations. Go, sir, go. Right? Yes, we have to. And the thing, man, we can be on this all night. My men are in the house tonight. Okay, listen. The thing is, the older generation has to use wisdom on how to communicate effective to the younger. And sometimes, we have to encourage the older generation that we need you. We need you. Don't think that we can operate this world without you. Now, the methods that they use, we may not use today, but we still need your existence. Just like you said, and I'm gonna end with this. Old man, we need you. Where are y'all? Where are y'all? We need you. We need you. And don't get so frustrated with us. I know y'all be like, man, y'all knuckleheads. That was the old term back in the day, knuckleheads. But listen, we need you. And we are definitely praying for all so that they can be all that they can be in this world. Well, listen, again, we are so happy that we're here, Dr. Baskett. Thank you so much for your expertise and your availability. Because y'all, if y'all didn't know, this is my doctor. This is my family doctor. This is my physician doctor. This is my doctor. I found a black male doctor. Well, actually, my wife did. Let me give her kudos because I know she know him. My wife found it. And so, listen, Dr. Baskett, thank you again for sharing with us this dynamic conversation concerning men's mental health. Listen, y'all, this is important for us. We are celebrating this. And so please, this is how men, this is how we handle the pressure. Okay? Oh, we handle the pressure. We have purpose. We understand our responsibilities. We are able to navigate in our egos. We understand the societal pressure and self care. We understand the importance of unity. We understand the importance of reconciliation. And lastly, we understand the importance of emotional intelligence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy. This is your boy, Mike. Thank you for tuning in into the huddle. And remember, if you did not know, we are now in YouTube. Yes, we now have a YouTube channel, and we are excited about that. We want you to definitely come in, join in with us. Because it is powerful. You will get these notifications on when we are directly moving forward with this. We're so excited that we're expanding, and we're expanding in great numbers. So we thank you all. Oh, yes, someone already asked me, is there another episode? Yes, there will be another episode. We are coming again, and I don't have to give y'all a surprise, but we are coming on July the 11th. July the 11th at 8 o'clock. I'm telling you, we are talking about Minecraft. Okay, we're talking about Minecraft, y'all. You better get everybody, okay? You better get everybody because it's about to go down up in here in the huddle. So we got special guests coming, and I'm telling you, this soldier, this man, I'm not even going to say a whole lot because y'all are going to have to meet him on July the 11th. All right, so get ready, stay tuned. And remember, we do want you to make sure that everybody be safe out there. Tune in, and you will always know when we are coming online. So in the huddle, please make sure that you type that the huddle with Michael on YouTube, and you will see us there. All right. Well, without any further delay, y'all, we are excited. Dr. Baskett, we are happy again that you are with us. And until next time, sir, may your day be great. Have a good one.
Having me, I know.
Yes, sir. Take care, everybody. Y'all take care. Have a great evening.